Years ago, this is how we used to share wisdom. Used to sit on the stoop and talk to your boys about life. Today, I would like to discuss how God is turning the tables in your favor. It's been quite the journey, and I know many people that are tuned into this. You know that this energy shift is happening right now. God is about to shift your entire reality. And a lot of us went through trials and tribulations in the past couple of years. It was for our growth. It was so that you can see the truth about life, and so that God could expose a lot. So, when I reflect on my journey, I've seen a lot in the past couple of years. And if I, maybe was just put into a certain situation or level in my life and not walk through the fire. There's many people that are tuned into this, and people can't believe that you just walked through the fire and the fire didn't even touch you. That fire was the refinement, and the world is going to see this. This is a biblical time period. It's a spiritual time period, and the ways of the world are very different now. And you could see a drastic shift in, maybe, 15 years. Something happened. And, the more that people are disconnected from God, disconnected from themselves, they're lost. And, the meek shall inherit the earth. That doesn't mean that you're weak. Growing up in Brooklyn, we're just everyday life people. And I'm leaving this message for millions of people to hear. You might be an everyday life person, and that's what this community is all about. The meek shall inherit the earth means everyday life people are going to be the new leaders. Some people that come across this message, you know about the new earth and the shift and light workers and the chosen ones. These are the people that are connected to God's source. And when you are connected to God's source, people are going to see the difference. There are individuals in this world that try to stop you, all right? And God allowed these things to happen because it refines you. God wants to make a big spectacle of everything. And that's why God puts things up on a billboard and, for the whole world to see. So people are going to see you, people are going to see your journey, and the whole world is going to see those that try to stop you. And God works with compare and contrast. And that's why, as I move in the image of God, I've been observing. You might be getting this message, and you're an observer too. You're observing people in the reality. And as we work with compare and contrast, that's why God has given me these situations, the beautiful friends, and I call you all family that are part of my everyday life, and what we've discussed. And you had to see things. People were in a wrong job in the past, and that job, it drained them. And that job, it wasn't serving you, it wasn't serving the people, and might not have been serving the children. Relationships, you might have thought thought that this was an example of a good woman, or this was a good man, and you had the wrong information. And people, you went off of subconscious programming in the past. You didn't go with your heart. You said, I'm going to be part of this system or this job. It wasn't serving your heart and your soul. And, we're all go through these things. And you go through the compare and contrast, and you could say, this is not a good system. This is not a good situation for myself, for my family, and for our children. You might have, got in a relationship, and you thought that this is an example of a woman. It's not. That you might have thought that this is an example of a man. This is not. And that's why God works with these things. And so many things are exposed. The truth is exposed over time. This old school phrase, there's three things that can't be hidden forever: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And the truth is now. And God is about to shift the tables. Almost like how Jesus Christ flipped the tables. Remember when Jesus Christ flipped the tables over? We need warriors to stand up right now. And that's what I'm here representing, these warriors, the everyday life man and woman. Warriors need to step up. And you need to move forward in this new energy with your cup filled up first. And when your cup is filled up first, when you have your physical wellness, when you're stronger and you're healthier than ever before, you could serve the world and the people. So God is going to restore your lost years. I did a full video on that. God is going to restore your lost years by restoring your health and wellness. And sometimes that comes in the form of consciousness, becoming conscious and aware, so you could implement changes to your everyday life and become healthy again. God is going to give you the wealth that you need, like the bricks that you need to build a kingdom. God is going to restore you and give you those bricks at this time. The true love, the true counterparts will come together and not have the wrong. Because just like how a woman could make you a better man, a woman could absolutely destroy you as well. I speak to a lot of my brothers in the gym, and I sit back and I see some of these examples. That's why I sit back and I observe over the course of time. And, I've seen people, the behaviors of the world, people are obsessed with social media. You see women and men, they're actually trying to compete with each other instead of showing unconditional love towards one another. And a lot of the world is, it's backwards. I was talking to my buddy in the gym. I see this girl, for a period of time, she got pregnant and she had a kid, and you should go to the gym with her boyfriend. And, but when he's not there, flirting with all these other guys. I tell my boy, because he sees it too, I says, you want someone like that in your life, bro? You want someone like that? Shouldn't you be focused on your boyfriend? Shouldn't you be focused on your child, your baby? The problem with the modern woman is a lot of these people, and this is why society is in the state that it's in, right? If you're a man out there, you don't want to be trapped by one of these Jezebels. Watch the behaviors, all right? I go out, you could see this yourself. I know my divine masculine kings are listening as I train up some of my boys in the gym. You sit back and you watch. Okay, the girl looks a certain way. She's got her breast implants done. She looks around, right? But then she's talking to one guy. She's talking to the other guy. Do you want that in your home, bro? Be smart. Okay, what you need in your life, and this is what the modern woman has to realize. If you're the divine feminine, you have to identify the divine masculine and learn what's important in life. A lot of women, in this world, they were just parasitical, and they drained a lot of the divine masculine. A lot of people that were working and building. You can't work, build, teach, and lead with a parasite in your life, bro. Now I'm going to talk to the divine feminine out there. How you doing? Sometimes in your life, you might see this guy, he takes all this stuff to get these big muscles, right? I see it all the time, right? He's got a big truck, he's revving his engine, acts like a big boy, he's actually a beta boy, right? And you can't fall for these things. So just like how the man can't fall for the looks, you can't fall for these things as well. You have to use your clairs. In the past few years, God exposed everything. That's why the tables are turning. That's why you, the person that's getting this message, maybe you were alone and people were celebrating. People were celebrating because you were in the isolation season, but God was training you just like God was training me. And God is about to shift the tables. The tables have turned. The hermetic principle of rhythm. A lot of people, they rush into jobs, they rush into things, they celebrate, they expose who they are. A lot of people in the past few years, you might have, gotten out of a nasty relationship that was trouble. Sometimes in life, rejection is protection in your everyday life. So you have to realize this. How many people, you might be getting this message and you might have spent time alone. You might have had to go through a change in the workplace. God is shifting the tables. I can reflect on my everyday life and I could see how my health and wellness, my freedom, my sovereignty, everything has gone up. How I'm sharper, I'm younger. God has restored my lost years. And I witness people that are living out of the ego, that are disconnected from God, and they're aging rapidly, their lives are falling apart. And this is all according to a frequency. And some people, if a person is hearing this message and you're getting triggered, the answer is do better. Okay? So in the world, whether you're a man or a woman, I recently did a video how society is about to collapse. You should watch that video if you haven't. And God, allowed a lot of this stuff to happen, because if you are strong, if you are connected, over the course of time, you're going to withstand all of these things. And what God has actually done for you was God created a footstool for you. Rest your foot easy, brother. Rest your foot easy, sister. God is changing the energy. God rapidly switches Hermetic principle of rhythm. It's kind of like the tsunami that I've been discussing over the course of time. Everything pulls back. Your bank account might go down low, right? You might be lonely. You might not have a girl to support you, brother, right? But everyone exposed themselves. Now as the energy shifts, there's only one of one. Only your divine counterpart can come in. Only your alignment, right, with your work. You can't be having these jobs. I know a lot of people, and they put so much and invested so much into a system and a job that might not even be here anymore. And you, the person that's getting this message, you thought you went through a hardship, in the past couple of years, but God did a certain thing to switch the tables on everyone. What is evil? It's to live in reverse. So people are going the opposite way. Systems were going the opposite way. If you're a woman, you're here to support a man. You're here to inspire a man. You're not here to be a parasite and steal half his pension, to steal his home. Click the like button if this resonates with you, brothers. If you're a man, you're supposed to protect and provide for your woman, especially if you have the divine feminine. That's a gift from God, bro. I recently saw a former student of mine, and he's going to get married. And I said, that's the gold right there, bro, that you have. If you have the divine feminine in your life, that's the gold. Hit the like button if that resonates. Because in this world, when I see all these catty women, all this filth that think that their image on social media, right, the likes that they get from the beta males, everything in life, and if you want to learn and if you want to improve your life, you're going to click the subscribe button right now, and I'm going to teach you on your journey how to change your frequency, because everything that you attract into your life is you. If you're complaining why you have the beta male, how did you attract that male? If you're complaining that the arm candy was a parasite, right? You have to know these things. You have to know them by their fruits. You have to be confident to step back, to go through the season alone with God. A lot of people that are getting this message, you were alone with God. And during this time, a lot of people expose themselves, and they can never come back. That's why God drags these things out. I know there's a lot of people, and I assure you, I feel the same way. I say, oh my God, some of this stuff is still going on, but the reason why it keeps going on is so that God could expose it all. And then when God flips the tables, they can't come back. They've already exposed what is inside of their sacred heart. Life is a series of choices that we make that reveal our content of character. So important, bro. This channel and community is based off of everyday life people. And, whether, I know you in person, and, I'm very blessed to have the friends that I have everywhere I go. And, the people that, watch this channel and say, why I like you? Because you're real. You're the same person. Social media it caused a lot of the problems of the world right now. And people that live in their ego, people that think that their presence, you could play pretend and lie on social media. But I'm here to tell anyone that's listening to this, the Akashic Records is always watching. The Akashic Records is documenting every move that you make. So once you become conscious and aware, once you are a godly man, once you're a godly woman, this stuff don't faze you. If God is for you, who could be against you? You see, earlier on in my journey, I could reflect back on my journey back in 2023, and I saw a lot, and I went through a tough time, and I saw a lot of people expose themselves, and a bunch of hyenas laughing and thinking that the king was finished, but they didn't see the invisible, massive person that was sitting right. They thought I was alone, kid. Nah. I stand with God. I don't need no one, son. Get this through your head, kid. Get this through your head, girl. You're looking for the divine masculine. Stop looking for these men, right? That worry about people, that worry about the materialistic stuff. If you're a man and you could stand with God, ain't no one could touch you, bro. Sis, you're better than that. You need to be treated like the divine feminine that you are. Everything in our journey is a reflection from the inner world, from the inside. Anyone that's getting this message, if you're able to focus your attention till the end of this message, if you're able to not get triggered, you're probably on your way. You're probably going to see a massive shift in the world. Why? Because God does it for all of us. Because when one of us goes, we all go together. God wants to show the people. So as the energy shifts for the world, a lot of people, and you could leave a comment down below, the previous year you was very stagnant. It was like you were in quicksand almost, and you weren't moving forward. But that was the weights, right? Like when your Uncle Mike goes to the gym, he puts a weighted vest on to bang out pull-ups, right? So God was training your muscles, and a lot of people felt this year, and that's why God is about to flip the tables in your favor. All of our favors. This is the time period. When you go out, I want everyone to hear this. Stop blaming famous people. Stop blaming people on the TV. Start staying focused on the people in your everyday life. That's all that matters. And then, when you work on yourself, you make better decisions, you have a better frequency, and you start attracting better people in your everyday life. I'm like many of you, the people that I know personally, you know, I keep my group small. I have no need to be the center of attention. I'm a very quiet person, and I'm sure my divine counterpart will be the same. It doesn't matter all the stuff you see on social media. We're all the same, kid. We're all the same. It comes from the spirit, and we're all going through this massive shift right now. So I hope that if you hear this message, you're ready. You're ready to realize the truth cannot be told. It can only be realized. And you're realizing that a massive shift is happening right now. And God is going to shift it in your favor. You were always in favor. Those were your training grounds, kid. I left a message a long time ago, right? The chosen ones, you're able to survive these things. You were actually learning. You came back to your brothers and sisters with the cure, kid. That's why you went through these things, why you observed these things. And now all of a sudden, like a switch, God's switch is everything in your favor. And it's really, it's important to know what really matters in life. I'm here to tell you that social media doesn't matter in life. Family matters in life. Unconditional love matters in life. And if you live out of fear, if you think that I'm gonna quote unquote get away with it, it's always you, it's always your frequency. And any person that hears this can make better decisions and make changes right now, because this energy is shifting. So just like if you go to the beach, I usually love the beach, but I'm out here today because this is what's actually important. This is how I was raised. I'd rather sit on the stoop and give the truth. You know, and these are the things that I've realized. I've seen so much in the past, you know. You have to have balance in life, and you need love in your life, and you know, you could be in the cold, you know, and you have someone that loves you. It makes it so much better. Nikola Tesla spoke about this. The scent of the flower is so much sweeter, right? Dr. Bruce Lipton says that falling in love is the equivalent to taking the red pill. So all these things in life, the true gold of the world, the true gold, happiness, freedom, love, sovereignty, this is what God is releasing to all of us. If this message resonates with you, why don't you click the like button and click the subscribe button. We're ready for this journey, right? And now, as God flips the tables in your favor, you are going to start living your everyday life to the fullest. So I love each and every one of you. Comment down below. Do you feel this energy shift right now? Do you like my little stoop talks? This is how we used to talk back in the day to our friends. We just sit on the stoop and just talk about life and share knowledge. And the problem in the world today, people don't do this anymore. So hit the like button, share this video out. We'll do more videos like this if you like this. And I'm so grateful for all of your love and support. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going.